Hello, I'm Tripwire and welcome back. Welcome to the final episode, probably. No, definitely. Welcome to the final episode of my Dark Souls Remastered slow play. I'm so glad that you were able to experience this with me. It's been really fun. Over there is where we're headed. This is the Kiln of the First Flame. This amazing location underneath Firelink Shrine. The Firelink Altar. So there are some more Black Knights here. Here to protect Gwyn. And these are the ones that respawn that I mentioned earlier in the playthrough. So if you want to farm the Black Knight weapons, this is where to do it. Because, whoops, no other Black Knights in the game respawn. Only these ones. Got a chunk, no sword, that's fine. So you're gonna fight a sword guy. Then that one up there is a great sword. And you'll also have an opportunity to get the battle axe as well, or the great axe rather, as well as the halberd. And backstab this bastard. Alright. Just a chunk. Not so lucky on the weapons right here, but that's fine. What do we need the weapons for? The game's about to end. This area is so cool. And I just wanted to give myself time. Like, one part of me was like, well, I want the finale to be its own episode so I can, like, call it finale and not have it be a weird combination of DLC and vanilla, and then the vanilla just ends, like, thrown in at the end. I wanted it to do it the honor of it being its own episode, but also I want to give myself time, because though I can make the fight with Solaire very easy by summoning though I can make the fight with Gwyn very easy by summoning Solaire and using this armor that gives me lots of poise. I've always been kind of bummed at myself that I never learned how to really efficiently parry Gwyn, because most people, like, the easiest way to beat Gwyn is to dedicate yourself to learning how to parry his attacks and then just parry all of them, because he can be parried. And I never really did that, and I want to at least show off what a parry looks like. Because the first attack that he does is the same every time. He uses a gap closer move and he leaps at you, and that's actually the easiest move of his to parry, is the first one. So I at least want to parry that. I don't know if I will with the rest of them, but... No. No. Titanite chunk. Alright, so here's Solaire's summon sign. It's all the way up here. Not possible to avoid Gwyn getting the HP bonus. But also we're going to kill the Black Knights on the way down here before summoning him, just in case. And if you look into the boss room from the side here, you can actually see Gwyn. That's him down there with the enormous flaming sword. Down there in the Kiln of the First Flame. So that's Gwyn. He sacrificed himself to link the fire to extend the age of fire. Prevent the world from going dark. And we are to succeed him, the chosen undead. Man, we haven't gotten any of these weapons. It's crazy. They also dropped their shields. Like, we haven't got any of this stuff. So here's the final Black Knight. Best one obviously wields the halberd. I don't know how that wasn't a backstab, but it's all good. We staggered him. No halberd. Nothing. Nothing. Look how big Gwyn's fog door is, by the way. It's huge. So, again, I'm showing you guys how to easily do these fights. This is one of the easiest ways to do this fight. Use Solaire to distract him, use high poise armor, use a very heavy, or not necessarily heavy, but very strong weapon. Like, game knowledge is power in this game, and this is no exception. And if you've gotten through the DLC, you can get through the Gwyn fight, you know. Come on. Come on. There's my boy. Praise the fucking sun. The emote he does when he spawns in. Alright, let's head on down, Solaire. So I just wanted to give myself time this episode to fuck around with Gwyn, in case I mess it up. I just want to give myself time. This might be a short episode to finish this off, and it's fine. Because it's the finale. I think it's more... I just didn't want it to be anticlimactic, tacked on, so... If it's short, it's short. But... let's take a moment here in this beautiful area to appreciate the journey we've been on. To think back about how many areas we've been through and how different they all were from each other. How very well designed, how very atmospheric this beautiful game is. And so I'm going to take out my shield because you need it to parry. And I'm going to attempt to parry his very first attack. It is the easiest one to parry. and it's the same every time. So here we go. I'm also going to try my best to not talk so much during this fight because it has a very famous and very melancholy theme song for this fight. Here we go. Okay, I just started to parry and didn't quite get it. So he's distracted by Solaire, obviously. We do a lot of damage though, and we can stagger him. You don't want to parry that. It's a grab attack. I got a partial parry on that. That I missed. There we go. That was a parry. Oh, he did a kick. Well, he's really focusing on Solaire and not me. Alright, fine, Solaire. You can kill Gwyn for me. Whatever. Fine. Wow, Solaire almost died. So anyway, if you want to know how to make Gwyn easy, you can just, you know, do that. I'm sorry. I was all like, hey, the finale is going to be great. It's going to be its own episode. It won't be anticlimactic. And then, what do you know? It was anticlimactic. I'm sorry. So you can trivialize a lot of the fights in this game by using the correct gear, by using a summon, by taking advantage of weaknesses. Gwyn, counterintuitively, is actually weak to fire, so throwing on a charcoal pine resin there wouldn't have hurt, but I knew I wasn't going to need it. But, I mean, you know, outputting a lot of damage with a heavy weapon like this can also make a lot of bosses stagger if you're using an R2, and we saw that was the case here. So that first attack is easiest to parry, but as you saw, I made the mistake that most people do, which is that you need to parry before you think you would. Because in that fraction of a second or whatever, like, the hit's already landed and it's too late. You gotta parry before he's done flying at you, and it'll work, but I just never practiced him that much. And now the story is over. And you have to make a choice, because the game is about you. You're the chosen undead, right? And it's up to us whether we want to link the fire to try to prolong the age, or if we want to abandon the fire and see what happens. If we want to usher in an age of dark, that's our choice. And you can either go up to the fire over here and choose to link it, or you can just walk out the door and say, fuck this. I'm ready for an age of dark, aka an age of man, because remember, the darkness, the dark soul resides within humanity. And you have no choice. You cannot choose to abstain. As you can see, if I homeward bone out, you end up right back here in the kiln. You can't abandon your duty. You have to make a decision. And because I'm an honorable man, and I want you guys to make your own choice, I'm going to show you the ending that you've probably seen the most often, if you've seen it at all, or most people will choose. I'm going to show you the good ending. I'm going to link the fire. Although, of course, the good ending, you know, what's really good and what's really bad in this game is up for debate. Obviously, we don't cure the curse of the undead. Things aren't always as good as they seem, even if some NPCs are telling you they're going to be good. But we're going to succeed Lord Gwyn, so I think that's what we should do. Before we do that, we got the soul of Gwyn, Lord of Cinder. Soul of the Gwyn, there shouldn't be the word the there, I think it's the translation error, but Lord of Sunlight and Cinder, who linked the first flame. Gwyn bequeathed most of his power to the gods and burned as cinder for the first flame, but even so, Lord Gwyn's soul is a powerful thing indeed. Fun fact, you actually need Lord Gwyn's soul to offer in the Sunlight Covenant in New Game Plus if you want to access a very powerful miracle. And it's the Covenant that, of Solaire, basically. It's Warriors of Sunlight Covenant. So it's actually a miracle that can only be accessed on New Game Plus because you have to sacrifice Gwyn's soul in order to get it. And that's what I did on my Faith build, actually. It was fun. But here we go. This is going to be the end of my slow play of this game. I really hope you've enjoyed it. It's been really fun to make. And maybe I'll do some more Dark Souls content in the future. I'm planning on streaming a lot of Demon's Souls remake on the PS5. I haven't successfully gotten my hands on a PS5 pre-order yet because Sony's being real buttholes about it. They're not really giving retailers any units, but I'm going to be getting a PS5 for certainly, and I'm going to be getting Demon Souls, because at this point it's the only FromSoft game that I haven't played at all. Like, I haven't finished Sekiro, but I've played it at least. And I'm super excited to play it. The remake looks gorgeous, and I'm looking forward to playing another FromSoft game blind. So I'm going to be streaming that over on Twitch and doing other Souls content for sure in general. So maybe I'll do some more Dark Souls type stuff on YouTube if this gets a good reception, and even if it doesn't. This was just fun. This was for me, you know, regardless of how many views this gets. I liked it. And so maybe I'll finally do that Soul Level 1 playthrough I've been talking with Rob about for ages, but either way, thank you so much for watching. This has been Tripwire, playing Dark Souls Remastered. I really hope it's been fun to watch. I really hope it's been informative. I really hope you learned a lot of things and that it helped you beat the game for the first time too.